Go! Hey everyone, welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. It is Tuesday, the 18th, and next week is Christmas. Oh my goodness. We have a wonderful guest today. I'm very excited. This is Miss Mary Taylor, and she is with the Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency, a very, very important topic that we'll be discussing today. I am Carolyn Spromley, your link to all things real estate and beyond. And again, we're in the holiday season, and it's really important that we talk about this right now because we're finding, the rates of dependency go up a little bit. We're stressed out. We're figuring out how we're going to get the presents. We drink more wine, whatever. We get it. So Mary's here, and she's going to tell us how we can get some help with all of that. And some more serious addictions as well. So first, I want to bring some statistics to light, just so you can really get a grasp on where we are as a society and how bad the disease of addiction has gotten over the past few years, 5 years or so is what these statistics are. So the 2018 statistics are not out yet. Okay. So the social and economic costs associated with substance abuse disorders in the U.S. is estimated at over $400 billion annually. $400 billion annually. During 2010 to 2015, morphine-caused mortality rates increased 217%. Now that number was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, that jumped out to me. Huge. Just wait. The number of heroin-caused deaths increased 1,320%. 1,320% increase in heroin deaths. This is the Florida Department of Health. This is Florida. Okay. In 2015 alone, there were over 2,530 overdose deaths in the state of Florida. Let's see. This one is Dr. Russell Vega, the medical examiner for Sarasota, Manatee, and DeSoto counties, reported 263 overdose deaths in 2016. A couple more. In 2017, there were over 70,000 drug overdose deaths. I don't know why I can't say it. Overdose deaths in the United States. That's just under 200 a day. Coming from outside of Philadelphia, it was and is a very big topic there. So Mary, tell us how you got started with Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency and why you are the community outreach director.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn, for this opportunity. My family has a disease of addiction. My grandmother had it, my mother had it, and my son has it. We've been dealing with this disease over 15 years.
Wow.
And he is 30. He is in recovery, which is wonderful, but the journey is heart-wrenching, and it affects the whole family. It's not just the person with the disease.
That's right.
We found that it happens across all economic borders. It doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, where you live. It's affecting everyone.
Absolutely. There's not one person that I know that could not say that they know someone or have known someone, perhaps they've passed away, that has the disease of addiction, whether it be prescription drugs or heroin or another substance or alcohol. I think we always forget about alcohol because
is a drug.
It is. We've seen a lot of people spiral out of control on alcohol. So with that being said, there is help and there is hope.
Yes.
And so Mary and the Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency, that's what they do. They educate. And so what are some of the things you do to educate the community here?
Well, education is the key. Without education, it's hard to understand what's really going on. Addiction is a disease of the brain. It is a chronic disease. It can be treated but cannot be cured. So someone with the disease will have the disease their whole life. They are always in recovery. They're constantly working on staying sober. That is the goal.
The consistency of every day to stay sober is always a fight.
Yes.
Mhm.
So for the family, we want to educate the community about what's going on. I'm always surprised. I think everybody knows about this, what causes it. They don't. So we're out there to educate the community. We have an average of 4 free speaking events throughout the year. We have one in February, which
Yes,
Carolyn will tell you
February.
about.
Yep, February 5th. So there's a drug called Narcan, and Narcan is actually the drug to reverse an overdose. Am I
Correct.
saying that correctly?
That is correct, yeah.
From an opioid overdose. So opioids being oxycodone, things like that, heroin,
Mhm.
things like that. Narcan is the reversing drug.
Mhm.
And so the fire chief,
The fire chief from the Northport Police Department, or Northport Fire Department is
Mhm.
going to be presenting it.
at the Northport Library on February 5th. Do you know
Yes.
the times?
The doors open at 5:30 and it'll be from 6 to 7:15. It's free to the community and they'll have
Great.
lots of literature and be there to answer questions.
Great.
We also want to go into the schools
Mm.
to educate the kids about why they shouldn't try the drug or the alcohol.
And we tell them all the time, but it's different, right? It's different
Oh, yes.
coming from someone else with experience to say, this is what could happen. This is why this is not good to do, etc. So speaking of children, one of parents have a big role in this.
Yes, they do.
So what can parents do of that age, that middle school curiosity age?
Mhm.
What can they do to help prevent this a little earlier?
A good question, Carolyn. One, be observant of your kids. Know who their friends are. Two, if you've got drugs, medication in your medicine cabinet, get rid of it. Do not flush it down the toilet. It is always best to take it to your local police or sheriff's department. They will dispose of it for you because most kids, that's how they start, is they get it through their parents or friends' medicine cabinet.
And they don't, what we were just saying, it doesn't matter what pill it is. If it's an antibiotic, if it's a dog pill, if it's the
It
oxycodone
could be
or whatever.
any number of things.
It can be
yes.
whatever it is. It's what it's doing is it's starting the curiosity of what is this
Mhm.
going to do. And now, hello, what is this? And they can look them up quick,
Yeah.
find out what it is. Oh, this is going to do this, And what Mary said before is it's a genetic.
There's a predisposition.
There's a predisposition.
Yeah, definitely, it runs in families.
I had no idea. About that. I
Yeah.
think that's really interesting. And so, it may not have affected you as much, but your father had it, or, something along those lines. So we have to take care of our children and watch out for them. Make sure that we're taking the precautions. Lock up your medicine bottles. Lock up your alcohol.
Yes.
Just they can take it and run. I know I did.
Well, and the earlier that a child starts using drugs or alcohol, it changes their brain chemistry. So it's harder for them, takes longer for them to get into recovery. So the longer they can wait before they try it, if ever, the better it is for them.
Good. Well, thank you for that. And so, what are some of the resources that you give to people to help?
Good question. We realize, I know personally, that when you have a family member with this disease, you're ashamed, you feel guilty, you feel like you caused it. And there are local 12-step meetings that I highly recommend, both the family members, Al-Anon and Nar-Anon. They're 12-step recovery programs. For the person with the disease, they can go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, and it helps. They realize for both the family member and the addict that they're not alone in this journey.
Right.
They also, for the family, they learn that they didn't cause it, they can't control it, and they cannot cure it.
Yeah.
But they can take care of themselves.
And as a family or a friend of someone who is living with this disease, it's very important for us to understand what we should not do, how to react, enabling, all of that. So it's important. We have to get educated too. They don't realize that by hurting themselves, unfortunately, they're also hurting other people, and that comes with the disease.
It affects the whole family,
It
not
does.
just the person.
It does.
Yes.
So that's how they help. Okay. So if you have the disease of addiction, if you or your family members or a friend, if you need to reach out, please reach out to Mary. Her phone number is above, and there are also it's sicd-fl.org is the website. But we can also help them help us. So we really need to get out there in the community and educate more and more. So what we can do, what you can do, if you perhaps are a faculty member at a school, middle school, high school, even elementary school, any school, a church or an organization that would like more information, you can host an event. You can host a speaking engagement where Mary and her team from the Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency will come and do an educational event on a topic for you to understand more. And so you can go to outreach@sicd-fl.org to schedule an event, which is very helpful, get them out in the community. You can also volunteer. You can email Jewel, JEWELL.MERINGER@sicd-fl.org. And you can volunteer for these events. Everyone that works for the Suncoast Institute are volunteers. They're angels. They just want to help, and if you have the time and you'd like to give your time,
that would be great.
Please. Another big thing, as they grow, they need some donations and some sponsors. That would be great.
Yes.
So if you'd like to help in that way, you can go to their website, sicd-fl.org. So again, this is Mary Taylor. She is with the Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency. We all know someone or possibly are living with the disease of addiction. And we want to make sure that we're educating ourselves, our children, early and often, and really helping the community to understand where you can get help, because there is help and there are places to learn more and feel help again, right? That's really what it's here.
Definitely. And they can reach out to me.
Please.
On Facebook, you can message me.
Yes.
Yes. And,
Yeah, if
and
you're,
I'll get back with you.
Like Mary said, sometimes you're a little shy about this portion of it, and that's okay. But the important part is to recognize it and to reach out. So you can message her on Facebook, Mary Taylor, sweet as can be. She doesn't bite, I promise, and she wants to help. Everybody just wants to help. So I hope everybody has a great holiday. I'm not sure if I'll be on next week or the week after, because both Tuesdays land on the holidays. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you again, Mary, for being here.
Carolyn.
Again, Suncoast Institute on Chemical Dependency. I'm Carolyn Spronley, your link to all things real estate and beyond, and I hope to talk to you soon. Have a happy Tuesday, and thank you for watching Talk About It Tuesday.